Good evening. Happy Friday, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, I left my hallway light on. Can y'all hear me okay? Got a new setup going on here, so I want to make sure everything is working. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. I'm like, I'll just wait. Now, I do have the lights turned down just a little bit because I'm running on medicine from a migraine. So my words are going to be a little blah. We'll explain later. Oh, Joyce. Oh, how sweet. Oh, making my day. Oh, I appreciate it. Making other people. We're going to make 5 people really happy right now. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Do y'all dance when you hear that music? I just love that little ditty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I smoked for many years. Oh, Joan got one. Awesome. Oh, welcome, Joan. Thank you so much, Joyce. You know what I need to play? I don't know if we played this in a while. Hold on just a minute, y'all. We're going to do this. It's not a super chat, but it's a thank you, Joyce. Because we haven't seen him for a while. I just wanted to play him. Thank you. I'm wearing this little strapless dress, and I had another top on over it. Went with Dad today. And then I have a big old bruise. So I decided I would wear a little something over my arms for you guys. How is that? Oh, Lorna, thank you for being a member for 2 months. That's, I can't believe, has it been that long that I've had the memberships? That's amazing. Thank you so much. So much. Okay, I am going to have an intermission where I'm going to say hello to all of my members. So y'all be looking for that. That's coming up. I have a lot to cover tonight. So I really don't want to spend a ton of time talking before I start talking. Y'all know what I mean. And Serbs is on the bone. He's real close to Mama because I was gone a lot today. Dad and I had to go to Abilene. He was supposed to get blood work. It didn't happen. We have to go back on Monday. I was supposed to take packages that I have to return to UPS store because I can't just drop them off or they'll charge me for it. Forgot to take those. I have to get my medicine. So we're going to have a whole day of it again Monday, me and Dad. But I wanted to say, I know Mishi was here early on. Thank you, Mishi. If you're able to listen, I'm so glad you came by. And Rosie is here. Maribel, Suzanne, and I'm going to run through these pretty quickly. Joan, she was one that got a membership. Laura from Knit for Brains. And Janet's here. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Lillian, hello, my friend. And Lorna. And Joyce. Cat Bird's here. Usually she's a replayer. I'm so glad you're here tonight, Cat. Roseann is here. Annie, there you are. How are you doing? I feel like we haven't gotten to talk to you a whole lot, or I haven't, out on the YouTube streets or in here or anything. I hope you're doing well tonight. You've been on my brain. I don't know why. I'm getting there, y'all. Mary Webb is here. Yay! Hi, Mary. Not feeling great? Yes, I understand. But I'm glad you came by, even if you don't get to stay. Thank you for coming by. Rita's here. Yay! Whoop, whoop, whoop. You don't know how long you'll be awake? Okay. Are you in Sweden or are you in the Netherlands? Where are you tonight? Wherever it is, I bet you it is a whole nother time. Hey, she's here again, the whiskey sitter, Whisker City Stitcher. Ooh, say that 3 times fast, girl. That one is hard. Doing that to me. Oh my gosh, Bobby Wyatt is here. Oh, so good. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Annie. I'm sending you hugs. See, you've been on my mind. I don't know what it is or why, but yeah. Isn't that something? Sharon's here. Awesome. Okay, what am I going to talk about tonight? Tonight, I promised you guys that I would give you the story behind James Burke. And so I want to get started. Yes. Oh, Beck. That is Beck. Got to remember Beck. Still in Norway. Okay. Okay, still in Norway. Okay. Well, I bet it is very, very late there. But I'm so glad you were able to come by, even if you can't stay. That is amazing. Thank you. Okay, so listen, I've been drinking out of this cup for some reason. It's my Colorado cup, just because I like this color in here, you know. What is in you guys' cup? And then I got a little can of Canada Dry over here too. I've got my project. I'm still working on, let me show y'all. I have a new camera. It's a long story. I bought a camera. I had to return it. That's one of the things that needs to go on Monday. Long story. And then Mr. Fiber said that he had a camera. And so now I'm using the one Mr. Fiber brought out. But what is cool about it is it has an autofocus on it. So I can do up close. Check it out. I'm so tickled about that. How fun. I'm still working. This is the double crochet washcloth that I'm doing. Now, I did get a picture from somebody. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. I know. Coffee is life, girl. Coffee is life. You got your bag. Oh, so good. I put a couple extras in there, Sharon. Oh, that is just terrible. Oh, yeah, it's terrible, huh? Did you hear Serbs? Oh, so sad. The up close looks good on the camera? Good. Oh, well, the nails, yeah. So I was supposed to get my nails done yesterday. So it's time. They're not going to happen till next week, but it's okay. I have an appointment. Okay, now we got to get started, y'all. I'm going to keep working on this. And if I sound discombobulated and all that stuff, just understand that this happens when I take the migraine medicine, as y'all know. And I may have to turn on the air conditioner. We have been in the 80s all day. So I hope it does not make the camera shake. Y'all let me know if it does, okay? Yeah. Girl, I don't know how you're going to do it. The way you were sounding the other day, oh my goodness, girl. I do not know how you're doing it. Hey, Lori, come on in. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you. That is one of the things I was going to bring up. So let me come in here. Yes, so what Annie is talking about, we've had see, I don't want y'all to have to see that. It's bad enough you're going to have to see the one on my arm. And I think my computer restarted at some point last night, and it's trying to do weird things. So, yes, I am going to come to that. The task force, it was a new search this week. Gilgo Beach investigators and a task force conducted a search this week in Manorville. Now, if you guys remember, there were two people. It was Jessica Taylor and, oh, shoot, see the memory thing. Jessica Taylor and one other that were found on Manorville, and part of their bodies were found on Manorville, and part of their bodies were actually found closer to the Gilgo 4, like hands, feet. Because those girls were dismembered. Now they got, the word is that they got some sort of a tip, and that the tip led them to go back to Manorville and look for more evidence. We don't know if they found anything. We don't know what they were looking for. We just know they went back to that area. They had cadaver dogs. They had a search team. They had the police department. They had the homicide department. They had everybody out there. Helicopters, the works. So we will have to wait and see what comes of that. But I thought it was very interesting. Yes. Oh, you have only one more day. Okay. Whew, you're going to probably want to sleep for a day. Considering it might very well be Tuesday, we're dumping there, but everything's still point. I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I think there was another one, and we'll have to get to that at some other point because I don't think I can get to it tonight. There is a guy that was put in jail for killing. There were two that he was convicted of killing, and he was put to jail, and he lived in Manorville, and gosh, what was his name? Cannot think of his name right now. So, okay, let me go ahead and get to the information I have. This week there was news conference that came out with Rex Heuermann's defense attorney, and he was talking about James Burke. And he thinks that James Burke was played a bigger role than what has been said. So let James Burke is, okay? Hello, Sally. I'm glad you're here. And we're going to talk about this in a minute also. But in 1979, in Smithtown, New York, a young man named Johnny Pius, was killed. James Jimmy Burke was a small-time criminal local to Smithtown. And he took the stand against some teenagers that were accused of killing Johnny Pius. Now, one of these teenagers was 15 or 16, and he was in the back of a police car. He confessed. His confession was eventually thrown out. There were several court hearings. There were charges against one or another, and then charges would get dropped, and then it was a big cluster. The prosecutor at the time of all of this was Tom Spada. Tom Spada takes James Burke under his wing, and he grooms him, and he puts him all the way through, and they rise together. Tom Spada goes from being the prosecutor to being the district attorney. James Burke goes all the way up through the ranks and becomes police chief. Oh, Naomi, hello, and she comes and she's bringing gifts. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, let me play this for you. Hold on. Thank you, Naomi. That is awesome. I really appreciate that. That's 15 memberships more. So whoever, it's hard for me to see who gets them. I know Joan got one, but as they come up, hopefully, and I will find out in my YouTube studio, it will show me who it is. So, okay, Suzanne. I understand. Thank you for coming by. It was really good of you to come in. Oh, you're not late. It's okay. I just barely got started on the information. Okay, now, where was I? Okay. That's just awesome. That is so awesome. Of course, Burke is very underqualified to be the police chief. His main girlfriend is a sex worker. So he's quite familiar with this territory. So keep that in the back of your mind. Okay. Hey, Bridget. There's a lot that happens in this time frame that Burke is the police chief. A lot. But the thing, there's something that really, really gets Jimmy Burke down. And that is a heroin addict named Christopher Loeb. Christopher Loeb steals Jimmy Burke's duffel bag from his truck. And it is full of sex toys and porn. May not be under this camera very well. Jimmy Burke and his detectives drag Christopher Loeb they find him and drag him into the department. They tie him and shackle him to the floor in the police department and beat the holy crap out of him. This brings on what Christopher Loeb files charges. This brings the feds in, and they begin to investigate. And in 2015, James Burke goes to jail for 46 months. Now, when he had taken office was just a few weeks before Shannon was found. You remember Shannon Gilbert had not been found yet. She was the one, they were looking for Shannon, but a few weeks before Shannon was found is when Jimmy Burke took office. He pushed out the lead detective in the case. He ignored all the leads, all the witnesses, all the statements. We had the eyewitness who talked about, remember I talked about this last time about the avalanche. He ignored that. There was a federal investigator that started analyzing cell phone data in 2011. And in 2012, he gave detectives a report which said the killer most likely lived in Massapequa Park, right where Rex Heuermann was, Massapequa Park. So that was in 2012. Burke did not want the feds to get credit for the investigation or for anything, nothing. And so he would not allow the investigators, the detectives, whatever, he would not allow them to tell and share information with the feds. But this is the data that helped arrest Heuermann. Spoda was backing Burke up. And was not letting the feds come in and do the cell dumps in those areas. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you so much. You take care. Hi, Jean. Good to see you tonight. Glad you're here. Okay, so now with all that said, here's one thing to keep in mind, okay? And yes, I have the lights down because it helps with my headache. The feds did a thorough investigation of Burke. It's not really likely he had anything to do with any of the murders. Tom Spoda also gets arrested. He goes to jail as part of covering up all of the illegal things that James Burke was doing. And basically, everyone at the top in the police department and the district attorney's office, they were all dirty at the time. And so that whole time frame with Burke and everything slowed this entire investigation down. There was a new police commissioner that came in named Tim Sinia, and he was police commissioner for a little while, and then he took the district attorney's position after Tom Spoda was arrested. But he lost the election in 2021. So this time between like 2015, when Burke goes to prison, and 2021, it's fairly stable, but the investigation goes nowhere because there's a ton of infighting going on. So now you have all this new administration going on, but at the same time, you've got all the same people on the lower, levels that were doing things the other way and what the other people were and it was kind of a mishmash. They just did not get any traction on this investigation. And not to mention, the homicide unit in Suffolk County at the time, so say, early 2000s, they would go places with t-shirts. They all had t-shirts made that said 97%. The 97% meant they were getting 97% of all of their cases solved through confessions. Interesting, right? How do you get that done? Just some word for thought. Then in 2022 is when Ray Tierney took office, and he starts this new task force, okay? And a female police officer who was working on this task force is the one who found that lead about the Chevy Avalanche. And if she had not been looking and she had not been doing that, we might not be where we are now, because it was that brought the task force into starting to look in this direction. You have Massapequa Park, you've got this avalanche, and you've got all the cell phone data. And they started, with the task force, started really honing in on Rex Heuermann. They honed in when they realized all of that information, and then they went back and they talked to the witnesses, the eyewitnesses, and all of these people. That was 2022. And that is when they started all those months of investigation. They went through and this is why I think that it has to be him, because he had a burner phone for every girl. Just think about that for a minute. He had a burner phone that contacted Amber Barnes. He had a burner phone that contacted Megan Waterman. The day they took him down, he had just been in and bought another burner phone. Exactly, Lori. Exactly. So, I spoke about this last week. Now, there is an article, and I did leave a link to the article down below if anybody would like to go and read it for yourself. But I would like to read a little something of this to you. And again, I'm sorry, because all right, I'm going to go to the article about Manorville. The new authorities with the Suffolk County Police Department, New York Police Department, and New York State Police continue to search an area in Manorville. They could be seen with canines gathering evidence in the woods. We do not comment on investigative steps, Suffolk County DA Ray Tierney's office said. This was Wednesday. The office is working with the NYPD, the Suffolk County Police, and the New York State Police as investigative steps continue. Emergency services with canines were also seen Wednesday searching the same wooded area near Schultz Road and Wading River Manor Road. The CBS New York crew did not see anything unearthed or collected. They've been there for 3 days. Police wrapped their search up around 6 o'clock on Thursday. Now, in 2000, partial remains Valerie Mack was the other one I was trying to think of. Partial remains belonging to Valerie Mack, and In 2003, partial remains belonging to Jessica Taylor. And then additional remains of Mac and Taylor were found on Gilgo Beach. Now, Heuermann has only been charged with just the Gilgo 4. I just want to make, and he is innocent until proven guilty. In case anybody wants to call me out on that. Hi, Katie. Glad you're here. They're going to look at the method and the way that these women were murdered and try to attach it to him to see if it fits. It's a puzzle, says retired FBI agent and former NYPD Sergeant Manny Gomez. See, this is the thing they're trying to work out. All the experts, Nancy Grace, has a lot of experts come on. All of the 48 hours, Dateline, everyone is bringing on experts, and everybody is trying to figure out the mind of this killer, the mind of the person for all of these on Gilgo Beach. They all want to know, is it him? Could he have done all of them? I really think, go back to the burner phones, y'all. In this day and age, the cell phone data is damn near as good as the DNA is. It's just, it backs up everything. It is a way of knowing exactly where you were. Okay. So that is that one. Now let me go back to, I want to read a little bit of something, and I did leave this down below for you. There is an article down below. It's called casetext.com, okay? And this was from September the 22nd of 1986. This is a court appeal. It's an appeal from the Suffolk County Court. The defendant stands convicted of the crimes of murder in the second degree and manslaughter in the first degree as a result of his participation, along with 3 other youths, in the tragic and brutal killing of 13-year-old John Pius on April the 20th of 1979 in Smithtown, New York. The evidence adduced at the trial established that the 4 youths killed Pius by beating him and shoving rocks down his throat in the belief that Pius had observed them in possession of a stolen motorbike. Michael and Peter Quattaro, who were also accused of participating in the Pius killing, were each convicted following separate trials of 2 counts of murder in the second degree. Now, I'm going to read down a little bit. They tell you what happened. You can read the story about what happened. And I can do this again if you want me to read the whole thing at another time. But I know I'll run out of time. I want to go down and find the part in here. Because it says, in addition to suspects O'Neill, Sparling, and St. Denis, the police also investigated a local youth named Robert Burke, who had a history of violent behavior and who the police felt might have some connection with the Pius murder. Burke was alleged to have bragged to several neighborhood youths that he killed Pius. Burke ultimately established an alibi for his whereabouts on April 20th of 1979. So that article is down below also. Now, Burke was also, I've got another article down below for you guys, but Burke was also arrested last year in a sex sting where he was soliciting a male prostitute. So after being out of jail, he served his 46 months, was out of jail. He was again arrested last year in a sex sting. But I'm not sure how long he got. Hello, Shad. Good evening to you. The weather. Okay. You got some nasty weather. I know that there was a tornado up near. Yes. You have some close to you, Shad. Please be safe, honey. Please be safe. I know that there is some really bad weather going on in Nebraska and that direction in the middle of the country. So anybody who's in that area, please be careful. It's that time of year. The springtime is crazy for those. So be careful, Shad. Okay, how are we doing? Everybody still with me on this? And I'd like to say hello to my lurkers. I've had several people say that they're just going to watch and lurk, so I'm going to play this for everybody who's lurking. Oh my goodness. I'm getting through it, y'all. I'm talking fast. But so much here. You better go see. You better go see. Mr. Fiber come to get Serbs to do the green toy. Okay, Jonah's still here. Cast iron Granny. Oh. Yes, you do. Be very careful, Granny. Be careful. You are just north of me, I think. Hello, Lillian. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So yeah, do you guys have any questions about what I've talked about so far? Does it kind of help you to understand where we're at? I know that's really confusing. There's so much to this case. You still looking for it? There it is. It was in your bed. There he goes. His green toy was all the way back over here in his bed. Yes, they are. Oh, they're no fun at all. Achy and yucky. I'm so sorry. Spring colds. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you're southeast. Why did I think you were north? I don't know why. I thought you were north of me. Well, be careful. Southeast makes more sense for that. What was breaking out that way, though? Let me open my window here and look out. Looks okay. I think most of it is in another direction from us. Now we're going to be getting into chapter 13 because we got all the way up to chapter 12 of our book, and that is The Lost Girls by Robert Kolker. And he talks a lot in the first part of chapter 13 is over an hour. It's a really large chapter. It's like the middle of this book, and it's a really big chapter. And I'm not going to get through chapter 13 today, given everything that we have to talk about. Hey, Kathy. But he talks about in the first part of chapter 13 how when the girls' bodies were found and how the events unfolded and how all of this media stuff came out, and it was like, Ooh, because there was 4 of them. Now we have a serial killer on Long Beach. And so that really made the news. It really blew up this whole thing. And of course, you know, Shannon Gilbert, her mother Mary, was probably thinking, finally, can somebody tell me if is, and none of those girls, to know that none of those girls was her Shannon. And they knew they had these 4 skeletons that they had to go through and get all the evidence they could. But Shannon had that metal in her chin from when Alec hit her boyfriend, and sent her to the emergency room, and she had to have a metal plate put in. And none of those girls had a metal plate. But this whole thing got blown up. And Joe Brewer, now, I was trying to find something on this, but Joe Brewer, who was the let me see here. See, I got stuff coming up on here. Joe Brewer was the person who he was her client the night that she went missing, that Shannon Gilbert went missing. It was Joe Brewer. Hi, Tina. Oh, I saw you earlier today. It was good to see you. So nice to see some of my friends I haven't seen in a while. Oh, thank you. Okay. Now, Joe Brewer was cleared, okay, of having any involvement in what happened to Shannon. He was the one that was the playboy. But somewhere I had read that Joe Brewer had killed himself. Has anybody else seen that information anywhere? So I don't know. Yeah, very much. Yes, very much. Hi, Dominique. Glad you're here. I'm okay. I've had a headache today. It's, one of those things. Okay, wasn't. Here's, okay. I don't know. I can't find anything. So I'm going to leave that alone for now because I can't find anything. If anybody finds anything, let me know about Joseph Brewer, because for some reason I want to say that something happened. Okay. I got a little bit more of my notes. The next part of chapter 13 that we're going to talk about is about Maureen. And it's more of why I think that they have enough to hold Rex Heuermann. Okay? I do need to do this before I forget. Well, let me do this first. See, When I take my medicine, it makes it all crazy. I'm going to get my coffee. Okay. We know that Shannon, if it had not been for Shannon, they would not have found the bodies. The looking for Shannon is why they found them. Shannon went missing right in the middle of the other 4. Right in the middle, okay? But I think that Maureen is going to bring him down. So if you've listened to the book, I'm hoping that you are with me on where I'm going with this. But she is going to bring down Lisk. Rex Huberman, the hunter. That's a whole nother thing, the hunter. It's a new era with these girls where they were meeting their clients now through Craigslist. They were new entrepreneurs, if you want to say it that way, with how they were meeting everybody. Maureen's friend, this is what happened when, according to Maureen's friend Sarah, you remember she and Sarah were doing the call center together, and then they started doing the escort stuff. Sarah tells how things happened on the days that Maureen went missing, and that was that Maureen called her. Now, see, she had left. They were in the motel. They were supposed to, and Maureen wanted her to stay. She was like, I need you to stay with me. I've got to make this money. She was going to have to go to court the next day. That she was getting kicked out of her apartment. She needed to find, she had a meeting to go look at a sublet. But Sarah said, I can't stay. I've got to get back home. I'm tired. I'm done. Maureen calls her that night. But she didn't answer because she was just, what? Really? I just left. So she didn't answer. And it was in the middle of the night. The next morning, she gets a call from Al. And Al is this mutual acquaintance that Sarah had met through Maureen. And he said that Maureen had called him that night also and had told him that she had been robbed of like $5,000. And Sarah's like, she didn't have that kind of money when I left. What are you talking about? He says, well, she figured something out because she had this money and then she was robbed. So now she's down to nothing. She's got very little money. She's got all this stuff going on. Maureen had also called her sister Missy. She had wanted to have Missy's husband, Chris, come and get her. She said she was at Penn Station. Chris had to work the next day. And he said, I can't go do that and then get through a whole work day. I can't do it. So Missy said, let me call Will. Now, Will is Maureen and Missy's little brother. And he said, no, he had to work too. So he could not get her. So Maureen told her, she says, it's okay, don't worry. I've got enough money for the train and I'll just take the train. I'll just take the next train. Well, nobody's heard from her. Al didn't hear from her. Missy doesn't hear from her. Sarah doesn't hear from her. Will can't get through to her. So Missy and Will go and they try to find her. They go to her apartment. Her apartment has been cleaned out. Everything is gone. A friend of hers was there and she said that Maureen had told her she could have her stuff. She even had her EBT card and she was using her EBT card. And so they tried to report her missing. Well, just as everything else has happened with everybody else that they tried to report them missing, the police just laugh at them and say, well, she's just, she's just a whore. She'll show up. That's basically what they're being told everywhere. Missy logs into her emails, and because she had shared her password with her. She keeps looking for any sign that of her. She keeps pestering the cops for months and years, really. She finds out through the police that one of her last clients last clients that contacted her was a New York City police officer. Well, that's interesting. Wonder who that was. Then they also shared with her that they'd had a signal ping on Maureen's cell phone near a water tower on Fire Island. Fire Island. Well, that's interesting too. One of those bodies was found on Fire Island. Not Maureen's, but that's interesting. So there's a connection to the others. But they did a thorough search. When her phone pinged there, they went out there and they did a thorough search and they couldn't find anything. They didn't find the phone. They didn't find anything. And it is believed that the killer had Maureen's phone and was using it. So here's that phone stuff again, right? And also, with all the tragedy going on in Maureen's family, because it's a long, long history. August of 2009, Maureen and Missy's little brother Will was killed on his motorcycle. So, a lot of tragedy in that family. And that is to where I am in chapter 13. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying. He is still alive. Okay. I do not know where I got that from. Okay. So it is not what I thought. Thank you. Hey, Bree. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. I want to take a minute, if you don't mind, and I do want to say thank you to my members. So y'all are just going to have to listen to this little intermission. And if you're wondering, that's just a bruise. I'm taking blood thinners. I'm trying to keep it covered up so y'all don't have to look so ugly. It's in that ugly stage right now. I hit it on the cabinet. I was bringing stuff in Saturday. That's from last Saturday, at my dad's. And I had gone up his stairs and I had my hands full of these bags to bring into and I hit the edge of his cabinet. I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. Oh, Bree got a membership. Awesome. Ah, cool. That's cool. So, thank you to Joyce Swenson, Gina from Knitting Turnpike. Now, Knitting Turnpike, she has a channel. Please go check her out. Holly's Crochet Life and Randomness. Margaret, Kathi R. And Kathy, happy birthday. Laura Coffin, Mary Webb, Karen B. Now, we haven't seen Karen for a while. She's really suffering from some terrible back pain. I hope she's feeling better soon. Roseann Alxdr, Cindy, who is the knitting artisan. Lorna MacKenzie, Sally Burch, Debbie Perea, Nisi at FreehandlyMadeAu. She has a channel. Please check her out. And Cindy, Knitting Artisan, has a channel. Rita from LinahdesignRita. I don't know if she's still here. She said it was really, really tired. She was really tired because it was late. But please check out her channel. She's a lovely lady. Nancy Mack, Lefty Crochets and Mirror Knits, has a channel. Please check her out. Dominique, I'm going to call you Dominique D because I have a hard time saying your last name, hun. Stephanie Hoffer. Crafter Chelse, my daughter Crafter Chelse. MDL Crochet Michael, thank you so much. Please go check him out. He's a sweetheart. He doesn't live very far from me. I think we'll get together sometime. Our sweet Adele, thank you, Adele. Darcia White, thank you. Denise Lee. Rockin' Ama Creations. Lillian, ×2. She has 2 memberships. You are a darling for doing 2. I appreciate that so much. Jessica SMC has a channel. Check her out. Mateo Rivera. Divergent Crafter. I think Crystal has a channel too. I don't know if she's still putting out videos, but I believe she has a channel. Doodley's Crochet, aka Julia. I have not been over to see if she has a channel. I don't know for sure. Bon, that's Bonnie. Chaos B, Mimi Loves Crochet, Debbie Graybert, Ivy B Creates, definitely has a channel. Kiwi's Crochet Corner has a channel. Bobby Wyatt, K Crochet. She was here last week, I think. KK was. They have a really great channel. They have the Bumblebee Acres that I'm doing hats for. Donna Castle, Art Junkie Crochet and Mixed Media Arts, and that's Shannon. And you guys, I wanted to announce to you, I will be on her channel on Monday night. I can't remember what time it is, but I'm going to be on her channel. Georgia, Suzanne the Swedish Yarny Hooker, Sue Lupfer, Michelle D, Cast Iron Skillet Granny, Joanne Burgess, Fluffy Boots Crochet Naomi, thank you, Naomi, and Joan, Diamond Girl Joan got a membership, and I'm not sure who else got a membership tonight. Thank you all very, very much. It is very sore, but I have like matching ones all over the place. I'm going to be taking Serbs. The one, like this one on my arm here, is from Serbs. I have one on the back of my leg. I had that really nasty one on my leg. I am going to be taking him next week and get his to the vet. They will do his toenails for me. I have to. How do you get a membership? I don't know if it's been dropping the link. Let me see if I can find it. Nightbot is supposed to drop the link for you, but sometimes, I don't know. But I'll find it. This is how I usually have to do it. I have to go and find the link. There we go. Oh my goodness, Naomi. How kind of you. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, that is so, yes, very generous. Thank you so much. You and Joyce and everyone else that, I'm telling you, let's celebrate that. Hold on just a minute. Thank you so very much. That is so kind. Hello, Terry. Oh. It's such a sweet thing, isn't it? To get the memberships and to be a part of that. And y'all, I don't know if anybody has gotten to go back and replay. I had a members live. When was that, y'all? I think it was Tuesday night, and we got in a closet. Now, I want y'all to know, I have gone back, and I have cleaned it up just a little bit. So I have made some progress on the closet, but I'm nowhere near finished with it yet. Yes, thank you so very much. Oh. Okay. Does anybody want to talk Daybell for just a few minutes before we go? I know Annie has been watching. Who else has been watching the Chad Daybell trial? Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you, Naomi, for this one and for this one. Thank you so very much. That's very kind of you. I know. I really want to just straddle it. I mean, how do you say it? Throttle, not straddle. I don't want to straddle him. Yeah, I don't. Throttle. I want to throttle Pryor. He keeps going on and on about some stuff, and it's like, if I were a juror, I'd be like, okay, yeah, we got that the first time. Oh my God, I know. Ew. Throttle's what I meant. Yes. It's like, this whole thing is about as dweeby as Chad Daybell is. Right? Ugh. It's just, first of all, the jurors have to be totally confused by now. Okay, light, dark, what is all this crap? What are they trying to say? It has to be really hard for them. Okay, which one? Well, that's okay. I mean, Sally, he's done a really awesome, and those that were sitting in for him did an awesome job as well. Oh, the realtor guy. Okay, I have not heard. I was in Abilene with my dad, so I'm going to go back and rewatch. I will go back and rewatch that. Oh, Bree, this is that it's that scarf that I made. It's called the Encanto wrap, and I have my little. Y'all know my. Oh, it's come loose. Hang on. I got those new buttons. I don't think I got that on there good. The Jewel Designs. I got the new buttons from Jewel Designs. Oh, Joyce, if you're still here, can I open my mail from you? I went to the mailbox today and I got something from Joyce. I have a nasty bruise on my arm from hitting my dad's deal, and that's why I had it on. And I don't think I got that in there good. There we go. Of course. Okay, good. So I got mail from Joyce today. Knit happens. I love that. I got some more mail back here too, by the way. Ooh, what a pretty card. Very pretty. Oh, those are cool. Been thinking of you and our true crime community today. This community, especially your authentic, true to you content, brings me lots of joy and inspiration. Thank you for the work you put into your YouTube channel. All these are cool. These are threaders, right? These are so sweet looking. They're threaders. Let's see. I think you can tell. No, so you can't see it there. There we go. See? They're threaders. How cool. Thank you, Joyce. I need those. I'm going to put them underneath this tape until I put them away properly. I definitely need. That was kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I ordered a new bag. Yeah, this is the bag lady. You sent me a picture. Daisy threaders. Yeah, they're so cute. You sent me a picture of what, Rosie? I have not been in the group today. Oh, you've been making the washcloths. Aww. She's watching me and making washcloths. Thank you, Rosie. Aren't they? Isn't it kind of nice to use up some of our cotton to do these? Now the next one is going to be a triple crochet, y'all. Aw. Now, I did get an email where somebody else sent me where did that go? Sharon. No, it wasn't Sharon. Somebody else sent me pictures of a washcloth, and I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry, and I can't remember where it went. You made 2 out of the yellow cotton. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. This one is from Elizabeth, who is More Crafts. I got something for my grandkids. I bought in her shop on Etsy. She had done a version of Groot. He was called Tree Man. And I sent that to my grandson, Oliver. But this one is going to be for Solomon. Because he likes him. She did such a nice job. How cool is he? I love it. He turned out really, really cute. So that's going to go to Solomon. Isn't he adorable? Yes, the green sloth. I did find that picture. I showed that one. And then I bought some of her eyes. She makes these. Oh, I thought she said she made these eyes. It's going to be hard to see the colors. But there's like they're iridescent around the outside. There's like a blue and a pink and kind of these others, like a lavender one on the top. They're really nice. Really nice eyeballs. And then here is the deals. And here is her card. So check her out. That's Elizabeth at More Crafts, Moore Crafts. And she has an Etsy shop. Sharon's making sunflower squares for a cardigan. Oh, I bet that's hard. I know it. I bet that is hard, Lori. You spend an awful lot of time with them. Yep. Oh, I didn't read it. No. Okay, so that's what I got from Elizabeth. And then do you guys remember not long ago when Dee at Dee's Creative Hands was doing, they were selling the hand-dyed yarn they made? I bid on it. Oh. Ooh, it sparkles. It's Dee and Mark's yarn. Look at it. Can y'all see the sparkle? There it is. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. 75% superwash, 20% nylon, 5% Lurex, 100 grams. It's a DK weight, 219 yards. And she put one of her stitch markers. Oh. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, those are pretty. Look at these gorgeous stitch markers. Look at those, you guys. Oh my goodness. Those are gorgeous. Dee's Creative Hands, be positive. Dee's Creative Hands Crochet at Gmail. Yarn Art. Dee's Yarn. Gmail. There's a bunch of stuff on here, but it's Dee's Creative Hands Crochet. But you have to get in when they are selling their yarn, her and Mark, you have to get in there and you have to bid on it. And I was amazed. I kept bidding and I was like, I cannot believe I actually landed on one. Because my internet tends to lag. So I had to work out lag time. Let me see if I can turn this camera on and show y'all what this looks like under this camera too. I'm curious how this camera looks. Oh, look at that. It's showing up just a little bit more orange than it is. It's more of a cranberry color. Let me hold it up closer. Look at all that sparkle. So pretty. They did a fantastic job on that, didn't they? Oh, that's so pretty. So soft. Wow. Oh, that was their first year, was 2020. Oh gosh. Absolutely. Yep. Yes, very, very vibrant. And I just don't want to turn all the lights on. But anyway, let me hold it back here. Can y'all see how much more of like a cranberry color it is? Gosh, that's pretty. It smells good. First time I knew that they even did yarn was when I was watching Lucas at Lucas Yarns. DK weight. Ooh. 2 of those in DK weight could make a really pretty DK shawl. Really pretty. Hi, Cindy. That's okay. Isn't it gorgeous? Thank you. So, I would not doubt that. I hadn't thought about that, Lori, but do you think that it's possible that some of them might have a little bit of that? It could make them a little bit, yeah, that too, though, to know that you were a part of that and helped them through that. Absolutely. Okay, you guys, I am going to skedaddle. Does anybody have any questions? Any more questions? We're going to finish. Oh, the Chad thing. I don't even know what to say about the Chad Daybell. We started on the Chad Daybell trial. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest, because it doesn't feel like, maybe it's because I watched the entire trial, but, of Lori's trial. But I don't feel like we've had anything new. Of course, this is new to these jurors. But I don't think that we've had anything new. Prior is what's new. Prior is questioning everything. And it's his job. And he's doing a damn good job of it. But he's driving me crazy. And I know he's driving them crazy. Can anybody think of anything new that has happened? I really can't. So I want to gather my thoughts, and I want to see a little bit more about, because we've had 2 weeks of really 2 weeks of good testimony. And I just doesn't feel like there's been any real revelations. Hey, Glow, good to see you. Yes, I know it. Oh, thank you, Mary. That was something. There is that Tammy and and that comes into play with Chad and the kids. Why the kids are believing him that he didn't have anything to do with this. But I say again, how are they going to get around the bodies in the backyard? How are they going to get around that one? And that his cell phone was there. Oh, time for medicine. Time for medicine. Oh, thank you so much, Glow. Yeah, that would have been. When they were talking about that in the live on East Idaho News, it was like, really? If people in town knew they were talking about them like that, wow. Yeah. Speaking of cell phone. Okay, you guys. Da-da-da-da-da. Perfect timing. Okay, love y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you again soon. Like I said, I will try to make an announcement on my community tab about when I will be on Shannon's live, okay? She was going to try to come in, but she was spending time with her daughter tonight. So I couldn't really ask her. But it will be the Art Junkies Crochet and Mixed Art Junkies Crochet and Mixed Media Arts, Monday night. Okay. All right, I'm going to go now. I always hate to say goodbye to y'all. Okay, love y'all. Good night.